Oh, 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 oh. Uh, uh, uh. I'm out of town, thugging with my round.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Two Ways to Say It podcast. I am Ashley Renee.
Hey, and it's Casey in this, and you already know. Y'all know what it
Yeah,
is.
you go
Y'all
over the
know.
top. Like,
Always, always. Anyway.
anyway, so tonight, you guys, we'll be talking about what it is to be a dad, a father, because
Mm-hmm.
we see now, I'm guessing y'all already know who Boosie is, Lil Boosie.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up
Mm-hmm.
listening to him when I was in high school, and I kind of just drifted away
Mm-hmm.
once I got into college away from Boosie. And the beef between him and his daughter, I think her name is Toriana.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to say beef. I just like who beefs with their dad.
I
It
know,
just
right? Yeah,
but
it does.
yeah. So we'll just talk a little about that and, just what we think it is, like the, I guess, emotional part of being a child and having a
Mm-hmm.
dad or not having a dad. That's just a little discussion. So
Right.
what we see in the news or the internet,
Yes. The segment.
Boosie and Toriana going back and forth. I think it started, well, clearly it been started,
Yeah,
but
right.
from what we seen, he bought her AMG Mercedes AMG,
Mm-hmm.
and somehow he said, from my understanding,
Mm-hmm.
is he thought that, or he's saying that the mom and the daughter is plotting to get child support out of him, and he took the car. So he went into more details on, I think it's what is it? It's Valid, DJ
Oh,
Valid
yeah, something like
podcast,
that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
something. Y'all know. I don't know. So
They'll figure it
he
out.
went, yeah, a little more into details about that. Like she was at his house, all the kids were there, and all of a sudden she had to leave. And I guess he was asking why, and she wouldn't say why, and she just ended up leaving. From her end, she was saying, because I watched her live, she was saying that she left because her mom was in a very bad car wreck, and of course
Mm-hmm.
she was just trying to get back to her. Now, do we know the truth? We'll never know the truth now,
Right.
but of course, on my end, I'm listening to Toriana just a little more because she is the child in this situation. Now,
Right.
I always try to look at it from both ends to see,
Mm-hmm.
but I always, majority of the time, I'm siding. If I have to pick a side, I'm always picking the side of the child, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Now, while I hate that she's in the car going live with her mom, because
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to see children
Curse.
in this drama,
Mm-hmm.
because I think it's between the mom and the dad. I know it's something between them because the mom did a lot of talking as well.
Mm-hmm.
But you can tell that Toriana was pretty hurt
Mm-hmm.
behind some of the comments that her dad called her. Well, yeah, whatever. He called
Mm-hmm.
her a B. He said that he would. This was back, I think, when she was 12. They played a recording, and he was
Mm-hmm.
calling her a B, and the mom was like, "Did you just call my daughter a B?" He was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Yeah." He was like, "I'm gonna black her eye." All this. Of course, if my dad said something like that, that would hurt me. And of course, she's saying that she doesn't care,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like at the end of the day, from my end, it's just like I would just be so hurt. But then again, I grew up with my dad, so I'm seeing it from a different side. So she didn't really, grow up with him. So to her, it really may be nothing.
Right.
Um, so I don't want to go in too much details about
Mm-hmm.
it. We'll just talk about it throughout. But how do you feel about that?
Okay. And of course, it is always hard to comment on parent and children's, like you
Mm-hmm.
said, you don't want to say beef, but what do we want to call it? Indifference.
Um,
We're gonna just say
yeah.
indifference, I guess. And it's hard to speak on it because, of course, we are not always there. We don't
Mm-hmm.
know, like, we weren't there from the birth. We don't know, like, what this relationship is. We don't never know if it's between the parents and the child is just caught in the middle. it's always kind of hard to tell, especially from social media. But for me, since it stems down to this material thing, I think because that's the biggest thing in it, right? It's because he bought her a car. And I saw a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the comments. People are saying, well, would they say like you're ungrateful, or you be glad you're getting this car, or I'm saying a lot of, and trying to compare it to the fact of you couldn't be getting this, so what? And my problem lies with that is that's the messed up logic of it. I feel like we in some way feel like material things equal to love and care. If I buy you something, you're supposed to be grateful for it, and now you need to know I'm good, or like I'm this good dad now. If I buy you this, that's enough. And
Mm-hmm.
I and it's our community, because in a way, like we talk about a lot of the child support, a lot of what we ain't, what the dad is not doing, providing, and they have made it where kind of some fathers feel like if I'm not in their life, if I just buy them something, that's enough.
Mm-hmm.
Because they make it seem like it's all about the money and the material things. Like they literally feel like they could be not present and get this little thing, and now it makes up for something. That's crazy. Like, when did you have to be that father? And it is people have children, don't actually understand parenting, don't realize what it takes to raise a child. So they feel like, especially people with money, I'm assuming, like they feel like, well, I got money, so I'm gonna be a good parent. Like I'm good, like I'm famous, I got money, I'm gonna be a good parent. That means nothing. I don't see how that. I don't see how you feel like you're gonna be any better than a regular person, because I think being a father takes more than money. It takes more than the nice stuff, all this materialistic. Because once you take it away, then what? Where's the, what I'm saying? Where's the parenting? Like it
Right.
takes more than that. So that's how I feel. And I feel like out of everything that happens in this situation, I hate that it's all over this materialistic thing, because that should mean nothing. I think as a father, you buying them a car, something, it should mean nothing, right? It's a child. I don't think I can hold
Right.
it over your head. Like it's nothing, because that's not what's important when being a father. So that's where I'm at. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree too. And she also stated too in the live, I guess she saw the comments and she was saying, well, I seen a few people saying like, hey, you should be grateful,
Mm-hmm.
you got a car. It's always like this, um, you're gonna miss out. And she was just saying like she doesn't care about missing out. And that just shows you right there, even just listening to her, it just shows you the importance of being there. It's not
Mm-hmm.
always about the money. Of course you need a balance because you gotta feed your kids.
Right, right.
Money, that's just whatever. That makes the world go
Mm-hmm.
round. We
Right.
we have to live off money. But at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, this is your child. This is someone that, her mom birthed. This is half of you. Why do
Right.
you not want this emotional connection with her?
Mm-hmm.
And also, too, I always kind of said, and I just don't know the theory behind it or whatever. I always just said that a mom cannot say that dad is a good dad. You know what I'm saying? Or a bad
Yeah.
dad or something like that. It's the child because
Yes.
he's been a father to her or
Mm-hmm.
him or whoever. Same with vice versa. Like the male can't say, hey, my wife is being a good mom because
Yeah.
she's not being a mom to you. She's being a mom to
Yeah.
the child. So the
Mm-hmm.
child has to say, oh, she's a good mom. She's a good dad. And I
Yeah.
think that is a problem too.
Yeah.
Because you can see as kids get older, now they're speaking up and saying, hey, I needed this. Even if it
Yep.
is not in this type of way, but even
And
if
another.
it
Mm-hmm.
in a nice way, like, hey, I needed this from you, this
Mm-hmm.
in material things or either just emotional, whatever
Yeah.
it is. So I just really hate it for Toriana. And
Mm-hmm.
also too, I just really just did not care. I know that they're having their debacle, whatever
Right.
we want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lot of what's the word? Just 16. It's just the conversation itself is just so mature. Like she's
Yeah.
saying,
Mm-hmm.
the calling him the B N word and just a
Yeah.
lot of N word. She did curse maybe once or twice. Now she did say at the beginning that she wanted to respect her mom and not curse, but at
Mm.
the same time, it's just like, why is your mom letting you go live to talk about
Right.
this?
And I
I'm not saying Boosie is right. Boosie is not
right.
right. I just don't think none of this needs to be aired. But
No. Yeah.
me just as a if well, we ain't got no children.
We ain't got no children. We can't talk about. I ain't forget. We can't say that. We
So
ain't got
I
no
ain't trying to
children.
step on no toes,
There
parents.
you go.
I ain't got no kids. I know I don't know everything about parenting. I know
Yes.
stuff can go left and you can plan for your kids, do all that, blah, blah, stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I just can't see myself telling her like it's okay to go back at your dad online. Yeah,
Yeah.
and in the car, just kind of she's trying to tell a story, but I almost felt like she was hyping it up too.
Yeah.
We just
And
got to be for real. But go ahead. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
No. Because I'm glad you said that. So I'm gonna say two things. Just I gotta remember to go to the other one. But then that's in that one right there. That's why I said when it comes to that, like parent and going with at their children, which you don't see that much in a way because we only seeing this because of them being famous. So they feeling like they
Mm-hmm.
have to. The girl feeling like I got this amount of followers. I got to answer to these people because it's happening in the public. And I hate that because that messes it up, right? Because we shouldn't even be seeing this. Especially this stuff that's supposed to stay in the house or between parents. But that's what it is like that. Why is this gap? It's the gap need to be bridged between the parents because it should never got to the point
Mm-hmm.
where a child is so frustrated, or a child is even saying this type of stuff, and we hearing it from the child because this stuff should have been settled between the parents. Especially like even her being the age, no matter the gifts, all it, this is should still be between the parents because I feel like right if it's this child support and stuff, really all as a child, all my responsibility to do is I'm kind of sitting there still being taken care of, still kind of looking to my parents for everything. I'm what I'm saying, like I shouldn't be sitting there having everything to say about it because really the problem happened between y'all. I was just
Right.
brought into it. So whatever issues or they weren't ready for a child or some was already out before they had a child, that should be settled between them, not
Right.
later on where we hearing her on her live talking about it. And that kind of drive me into what I was gonna say. With this, I know people like to say. I see a lot of the comments, and I see this all the time. Like you say, when we see children speaking out, some people don't listen to the children. We some in some ways people think because they are younger that they don't know what they talk about, or that we need to hear from the parent first, or the parent to understand it all or explain it all. And people don't realize that's why people grow up and have all these traumatic experiences and be afraid to speak up because when you're younger as children, when you're speaking up, nobody's listening. Um, yeah, like you said, it is bad. You do not need to be cursing, especially not in front of your parents. But you could tell like it's some type of frustration where she feeling like I gotta say this, or I'm speaking to him,
Mm-hmm.
or we arguing. And then even though she's saying the stuff she's saying, it's still in some ways gonna be some people out there saying, well, she's still a child, overshadowing the point. And if she's still a
Mm-hmm.
child, she shouldn't be speaking out. But they don't realize just because these are children don't mean they're not right.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think we need to hear from her mama, to be honest. Like it's some stuff that only a child can understand. Like you said, it don't take a mother telling a father's a good friend. No, me, I if it's my daddy, I'm gonna tell you if he's a good daddy. I need to tell you I would feel love. I need to tell
Mm-hmm.
you he was present. Cause only I'm gonna be able to sit with it. Like it's his responsibility to take care of me. So how can you tell me he was good to me? I should be telling you. So, and really we can only hear from her. It just came. It's came out bad. We don't need to hear her cursing, like you said, but you can only really hear that from her. We can't hear from the mama. We don't need to hear her speaking for her, to be honest, because that mama can't tell you he ain't do the he. She feel it like he
Mm-hmm.
ain't do it for her. You know what I'm saying? And like now, yes, all in the social media, whatever. I don't know what he gonna do, but I feel like them going at it on social media has really damaged some type of relationship with them. People are, like when you be careless with their parents and stuff, this gonna stick with her now. It's gonna always be that one thing. And only she can understand it. Only as children, only we can get that. It's hard to
Right.
explain it. Like when you are missing something as that child, nobody understands it but that child.
I also thought about something else that she said too. She said that I don't know if you saw it, but Boosie was the guy asked Boosie what did his other kids think about it. And he was like, oh, they were heated, they were mad. But
Mm-hmm.
Toriana said that they weren't mad. She was like, they
Mm-hmm.
didn't text her, they didn't say anything. She said that he was gonna draw a wedge between them. And that's another thing that I don't like as well. It's almost like because he's famous, and
Mm-hmm.
we know that this can happen even to people who aren't famous, but because we're just talking about boosting them right now,
Right.
um, I think he kind of knows. It's almost like a narcissist for real. Like, people are going to side with you because you
Mm-hmm.
are boosty, and if you say like, okay, Toriana, even your children, because you
Mm-hmm.
have the money, you have the power. Regardless if you say it or not, we know that he has the power because all he got to do is just pull the rug and
Yes.
that car
Yeah.
gone, because he did say that the cars are in his name, some of them anyway, of his
Mm-hmm.
children. And we know that they're living pretty well, or
Mm-hmm.
material wise anyway. It looks like that
Right.
they are. And
Mm-hmm.
being young, you don't want to get your car taken, or the shoes, the jewelry,
Mm-hmm.
and just that lifestyle anyway. So
Right.
to me, that was just almost a trigger, because I wouldn't want to have a wedge between my siblings,
Yeah.
especially I'm pretty sure Aviana, at least out of all of them, probably know what's really going on. So I kind of, hopefully she won't get in it. I just want them to
Mm-hmm.
stay out of it. Don't even speak on it, and
Right.
hopefully they can fix this. But I feel like Aviana probably know what's really going on, and probably
Mm-hmm.
do want to speak about it, because we see she is like the girl version of Boosie.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what you think about that? Like him, if he is trying to draw that wedge in between the siblings, what you think about that?
Mm. And that's why I say that money, power, follows, all that is so powerful, right? Like, if you have all this, it is easy to get people on your side. I mean, that's kind of why a lot of people, if you had a followers and stuff, they're not too worried about how a situation goes, because you kind of know you got enough people to kind of be on your side no matter what it is. And I hate that sometimes as a community we help them with it. Like, when it be those people who you a fan of somebody, so no matter they do something wrong, you gonna side with them. So of
Mm-hmm.
course, if he did say that they were mad, people gonna believe it. I mean, they gonna believe it. It's him. But I don't. Of course, I really, really do not like, especially the younger people, being a gap being put between them, because, like I say, especially the age and all that. Like, only, like, she can't, like, of course she's speaking to us now, so she's talking to older people. We the audience. But in general, only those children probably on her same kind of levels in life. Those are the people you kind of want to go through it with. Like, they can. Those are who you really she probably could talk to and relate to. So I really don't want her to be cut off from siblings, and you don't want that.
Right.
The same thing where you have friends the same age, those are probably the people you talk to about stuff like, y'all understand it the most. So imagine going through something like this. You want to have your siblings and stuff around you. So I'm a hope that they really not mad, and that it's not like, and then it'll be so that's like kind of having something bad on your hands. So I would hope that even if they are mad about, like, that he's not like you're not gloating about that, that you're putting that wedge between them, because it's not a flex, really. Um, but
I
yeah,
almost
yeah,
think, like, because she's feeling this, I'm not gonna say I always, I just kind of feel like that they feel the same way, but they probably
right,
just can't express it again, because
right,
he
right.
may pull the rug on them, and
Mm-hmm.
they may express it privately. I'm not sure. I don't
Right.
know, but I always feel like if one child feel like that, then
Guess how be
maybe just a little part of
just
the rest
maybe,
of
yeah.
them, may feel like that as well, because I don't think he was in any of the households. I could
Right,
be wrong, but I don't think he was.
right.
Also, another thing that she stated was she had a block party one time, and he
Mm-hmm.
came and gave her like $5,000 or something. And right after everyone left, he took it away, or Aviana took it and took it away, or something like that. And she said she stated that she always felt temporary happiness from
Right.
him, because he always give her stuff and take it away. So that's not the first time that he has done it. So it made me think, is this a show? And I can think of so many people in my head that's not even a celebrity that I feel like
With
use their kids as a way to validate themselves as
mm-hmm,
people, or just as parents. You're trying to
mm-hmm,
let everyone see, like, oh my God, I gotta show everybody I'm a good dad. I gotta show everybody and mothers too, but I'm specifically just talking about dads right now.
yeah,
I gotta show them.
mm-hmm,
And again, when the lights go off, you're not showing up for anything. You're not doing anything. So, I just really felt bad for her then there, because you never want to feel temporary happiness. We know life happens and you feel good for a moment, all that, blah, blah,
mm-hmm.
but not when it comes to, your parents.
Right.
You just don't.
Now, and I'm gonna go off allow for Boost for a minute, but so we always talk about this, right? We always talk about that people have children and they don't look at it like children are like at the value that they are. So it's like we have children and we're not thinking about it. Okay, we're gonna have to really take care of this child. So they have be having children for so many different reasons. Like I said, it's sometimes if to keep somebody, and I don't even like I remember like we talked about the other day, like having children because you want a child with somebody but not actually ready to have a child, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they had the children are used in ways that is like it's crazy.
It's a
Like,
pun, yeah.
yes, if it ain't for, it could be sometime for extra support. It could be for sometime for attention and for stuff like that. Well, if I had this child and okay, like now I look bad or whatever. I look bad to everybody. But if I show my child, that's why you see a lot of people go to court and especially a lot of celebrities, you see the first thing they do, they gonna bring their child out that they never showed before because
Mm-hmm.
it makes them look better. And they don't realize why you doing this. But maybe the child don't understand, but you are showing that you don't look at the child as a child. Like who, yeah, like you said, who wants to be used as a pawn? Like you ain't never did this for me, but now you want to do it because now everybody gonna like this. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I think the problem is people having children. I think about what children are. And especially I guess if we talking about fathers, a lot of them they lay down, they make them children. When them children get here, they either looked at as like a burden or some meal ticket or what I'm saying, something to show off. It ain't never the fact of this is a living human that's gonna have to grow up into this world. Like I need to put everything into them. So I hate the fact that some people have children without thinking about what having a child is. Like this, are you know what I'm
It's
saying?
just not nothing's intentional. It's just
Yeah,
almost now just seems like it's something for fun. The child is here just to decorate, put on the
yeah,
clothing, big shoes. It's just
yeah,
it's just so weird almost. And
yeah,
I ain't got no children. I don't
ain't
know. You dress your kids and do whatever you want to your kids,
right.
because if you say something, they be ready to
Mm-hmm.
fight you. Um,
Whatever.
and people with kids don't know anything. We don't know
We don't
anything
know
about
that, yeah.
parenting.
I guess we don't
I
see
don't
y'all,
know.
but anyway.
Um, but going back to the narcissist vibe too, I kind of just feel like that's what it truly is. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you have so much money and so much power, you can literally control people.
Yes,
She also
easily.
said that he would, before, I guess, all of this, when he was dating her mom or talking to the mom, mess around,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, he would take stuff away from his mom as well. He would come and bleach her clothes,
Mm.
mess up her car, or if he bought her a car or something like that, he'll take it away from her. So
Mm-hmm.
it sounds like he needs a little therapy. You
Therapy.
know, therapy.
Therapy. Therapy.
And we know, we've been around a few narcissists. And granted, I think the average person can show a few narcissistic traits,
Right.
but I don't think, again, you would want to be in a situation, but because I think in the average household, I think when we get stuff taken away, it's because, we done did something wrong,
Right.
or
Not, yeah.
not because I'm having a moment right now and I feel
Man,
like
I'm gonna practice my power.
somebody's
I'm gonna,
threatening me. Or
yeah,
he was
like,
on the phone too saying something about, like, I don't know, it sounds like he was saying the mom was trying to set him up, and this was an old
Mm-hmm.
recording that she was, playing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then it goes back to the mom again, and even though this is about dad, but you just because the mom went to jail again, we see just this lifestyle that she was born
Mm-hmm.
into that is just not fair
Yeah.
for her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I always go back to the root. Is
There
what
you go.
where did it start from? It ain't just Boosie now.
There you go. It's the
We
environment. It's
It's
the
the
environment.
whole environment, the mom and
Mm-hmm.
him, and she is literally just caught up in their web. And I
Yeah.
hope that she can get out of it. Another important thing that she said that kind of caught, my attention was
Mm-hmm.
she stated that he, speaking, about Boosie,
Mm-hmm.
broke her heart before any could.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
yeah, any other guy could. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking just future references for her growing up as a female, and a lot of men, you hear a lot of men say like, women need their dads too, and
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
because they didn't have their dad, they don't know how to be more, just kind of talk to men or
Right.
whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just how that would impact her,
Mm-hmm.
and or maybe she'll think, and granted, she's 16 and hearing this,
Mm-hmm.
what would she accept? What she won't accept? It just makes me wonder, like, what her relationships will be like in the future if this part
Yep.
of her isn't healed or
Yeah.
addressed.
That's. Mm-hmm.
So what you think about that? Because I don't know that this just, you know, I don't know. Go ahead.
Okay.
I don't
You
like
know, like
that.
I know, right? And we always say that parenting, that's why you got to be so intentional with parenting. I think it goes both ways, of course, with mothers and fathers. But since we talk about fathers, think about what a father is supposed to be, right? Like a father is
Hmm.
supposed to be this provider, and especially for women or a daughter, your father is supposed to be the first example of how a man's supposed to treat you or how a man is supposed to love you and how a man is supposed to be present in your life and what the do's and don'ts of a man. And that's just for real. A good father, you should already have that example. So once you get with
Hmm.
those other dudes, you will know what to expect or not. And that's why I understand sometimes, when they always say men, fathers are more, they strict. They don't play by their daughters and stuff. It is understandable in some ways, like because they know for sure if they turned out another way, they know how they would have did a woman. So why would they want that to happen to their daughter? So
Right.
that I think it's probably out of everything she probably have said, done on social media, that's probably the realest thing she just said because I think she already feel how it's a void. Um,
Hmm.
and even though it's sad that she expect dudes to do her wrong, and like saying that, like
That's how I
other
was looking at it.
they
Yes.
are now she expect other dudes to do it, and that's how it's gonna look. Like if you a father and you already setting this tone of okay, like I'm gonna do my daughter however, and if she already seen a male doing it, I mean she kind of gonna fall back into it. She either gonna
Hmm.
fall into the next male in her life gonna do it, or either she gonna be going to other dudes trying to fill that void. I think in life, period, like I know some people deny it. When people be you searching for all this because you always searching for what you ain't got, or you searching for
Hmm.
what you was supposed to, what was supposed to be in your life. So that is very sad. I'm not gonna lie because man, and it like you said, it's 16. So already realizing it, like you ain't even hit like 20 shit.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
That's
16. You
sad.
supposed to be like and be
Not
enjoying
even,
the football games, and not saying
yeah.
that she not, but just not worrying about
Think about that.
because she said something about like when she go to class, she went to school and they was talking
Mm-hmm.
about it. And granted, it's only so much you can hide when you're a celebrity
Right,
child, but
right.
at the end of
Mm-hmm.
the day, you don't want your dad on there saying, "Oh, I took her car." I'm calling,
Yeah.
calling her B, saying
Mm-hmm.
he gonna black your eye and all this
Yeah.
stuff. So
It's
I don't
sad.
know.
It's really
I
sad.
know. I just hope that she gets the help that she needs, and
Right.
definitely Boosie
Same.
and her mom.
Same.
It's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
just
And at
it's I
and
don't
at the
even
end
want
of
to say the word, but it's just a lot
yeah,
of dysfunction there. And granted, my family is not perfect. We are
right.
the most dysfunctional functional family, It
She
is.
lying, y'all. She lying.
But at the end of the day, he ain't that like that. I'm
Yeah,
telling
that's
you.
what I
I
said.
don't
That's what I
think
said.
so.
And
Let
all
me
I'm
knock on wood.
look, and all I'm in with them is, like I don't think it's never too late, especially she's so young. So I don't think it's ever too late for somebody to hold themselves accountable and at least try. Like we
True.
always say, people think that if she makes it to age 18, it's too late. No, because parents have never stopped. So y'all being her parents, it's never too late to fix stuff. I'm sorry. Like you can hold
Hmm.
yourself accountable, have them real talks, and just get out of it because it's a generational curse of we letting stuff like this when the children are young affect them forever, and we never address it, and we just grow up go like you say seeking other like we always say seeking other people for it and just always having this a strained parent. No, like y'all can address that now and fix that now. I mean, y'all in the public, so why not? That's all I got to say about them.
And one more thing, sorry. Her mom said in the background, I can hear her. She said, I think she was saying that Toriana said that Boosie, of course, would like buy her clothes and shoes sometimes. So
Mm-hmm.
she said she ain't gonna front about that. And I heard a mama in the back saying that's what he's supposed to do. Like he your parent, he your daddy,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I always say too. I think a lot of parents, what I see now, and it could be because of social media. This stuff may have
Mm-hmm.
went on back in the day before social
Right.
media, all that,
Mm-hmm.
but because again, it's right here in our face,
Right.
a lot of parents that I see are just seeking that validation of like I'm a good parent. Like stuff is
You're
just
doing
like,
the
oh, I
bare
fed, I
minimum,
bathed
and it be
them,
the
I
bare
bought them some
minimum.
shoes, I put a roof
Yeah,
over their head. I'm just like, is this not what you're
it's
supposed to
not.
do? Or because I don't
Cause
have
what
this trophy.
I was
I
about to say,
don't
because
have a trophy.
if you weren't doing it, what was you doing anyway? You know what I'm saying? That's the basic stuff.
Exactly.
That's
And
just supposed like
any parent wants to feel appreciated. Don't get me
right.
wrong, I'm not friend like you get up, you go to work every day,
Mm-hmm.
you taking care of your kids, you doing what you're supposed to do. I think growing up all the time your parents say that you're so ungrateful. And it wasn't anything like that. You just being kids because
Yeah.
that was another thing too, going back to the ungrateful part. I think as I got older, I started to see just because um let's just say you bought me something, right? You bought me a
Mm-hmm.
shirt. I don't like the shirt, but I'm still grateful for it. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? That
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean just because I say, oh, I prefer, black my favorite color. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean that I'm ungrateful. Should I say it? I probably shouldn't. I don't know. But I think sometimes we mix up ungrateful with other things. It doesn't mean that she's not grateful because she did, you know,
It's I think it's mixed up because of the intention of the person doing it.
yes,
You only get it mixed up. You're not offended by somebody saying I like something because if you were just with the intention of doing it because you want to or because you are supposed to, then you wouldn't be you know what I'm saying, that wouldn't bother you enough or make you regret doing it. Because you're supposed to be doing it with
right.
the intention of I'm just doing it because I'm supposed to. Like not that shouldn't make you say, well, give it back. It's that intention. It's the intention of the person doing it. I think that's the
Intention.
mixed up. Yeah, always.
Yeah, so I would just say like it's no reward for being a parent. You
That's what you're
don't
supposed
get
to do.
rewarded. It's like they tell us, you get up, you go to school. That's what you're supposed to
That's what
do.
you're supposed to
You're
do.
supposed to be a parent.
There you
It
go.
just
That's for real. Hmm.
I don't give anyone validation on being a parent. I just don't. This is what you're supposed to do. You had a child. I get it. Yes,
Yeah.
I am grateful for my parents. I'm grateful for your parents. They
Hmm.
raised you to be a nice young man. But at the same
Hmm.
time, it's just it ain't no. I don't have a cookie.
There you go.
I
Yeah.
don't.
And
You feed, you
and most
bathe your
parents
children.
and them good parents are not seeking for it. I'm gonna be honest. The
Exactly.
parents who are just parenting and in the motions of it are not like, okay, y'all, I took care of this child. You know what I'm saying? They ain't like, okay, y'all,
Yeah.
give my praise. Most the good parents don't do that. If you really look at the parents, they be the ones who they had these children and thought it was gonna be okay. I'm doing this small thing now. Now everybody love me. That type of like it. It's different people. Different people.
I don't know. But on to the next. So we'll just kind of throw Nick Cannon up in
Wildin',
here too.
wildin'.
So So we know he has multiple children. I don't know
Yes.
exactly how many. I don't even know if he
56.
knows how many. Okay, 56.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to see when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
him not being in the households as well. I don't know. He may be in one of them. Not sure. How are
Mm-hmm.
you spreading yourself to almost? I know he has over 10 at least.
Mm-hmm.
So are you doing this again? Like you said, I feel like it's just this. Okay, I got money. All I got to do is just send 3,000 a month, and
Mm-hmm.
which for the women that he dating probably is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
3,000 a month for us, the average
Probably a
folks
lot, yeah. Mm-hmm.
is a lot, but to these people that live these type of lifestyles is nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know. I just see him spreading himself thin. So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, what you think about this whole Nick Cannon, Little Boosie,
Ah,
um,
having all these
thing?
multiple children. So I don't, I say like, because I used to want a whole bunch of children. So I think it's
Mm-hmm.
nothing wrong with, want a lot of children. That's what we're on the earth to do, right? Reproduce. But when you're doing it with the intention of I'm having them and dropping them off, or I'm having them and that one gonna be over there, that one, it's kind of hard to like that. Like again, what are people having children for? Like, what is your motivation for having children? People think children are such a small being on this earth. Is so crazy. Like
An
it's not.
accessory. They're an
Like it's
accessory.
yeah, there you go, accessory. Like as if this is not somebody who's going to grow into be an adult. Like you don't have to handle it with care. Like I could just have this
Mm-hmm.
child. Whatever happened to him, happened to him. It is, and I that's unfortunate because it happens more now. I think over time it actually happens more and more and more because people see, I guess, the benefit of having children and the advantages, and I don't know. But anyway, with him, I always say it's hard to have children, and I know it's easy to be like, I'm gonna have these children and put them on child support. If you are literally trying to be like this father, like father, not baby daddy, not dad, father. If you're trying to be
Mm-hmm.
that, it's hard to do that because of how much it takes to raise a child. People always say it takes a village to raise a child. Some people can even say it takes two parents. I've experienced it don't take. It just take that support. It take that good system.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it is good intention to be like, well, I'm gonna have this child and I'm gonna just kind of throw it, have this money over here and I'm gonna let her do it. It just like you say, it's kind of not fair. And of course, he's not the only person that do it. We know it's people right now. It's dudes right here right now. We'd be so
Right
surprised to
now.
hear they be having 17 children, like 16,
Yeah.
like so it's not like this the first time this didn't happen. It's just the fact of how we normalize it in social media. Um,
Yes.
to think like, okay, yeah, he got septic. We joking about it, but it's like nobody think about it. For me, I think that it's like that. Don't like I don't know. Maybe his intention is like you said. We've heard him say, he having them because he want to reproduce as much while he's sick, and we gave an explanation, right? Right.
Yes.
But in general, I think to me, and it's just me speaking for myself, it will weigh heavy on my conscience to have children and to know I cannot give my full self to each child.
Yes.
Um, and not be able to keep up with how many children I'm having. To me, it's just too much. It's too much. But yeah,
Yes, and even I know we're talking about dads, but I'm just gonna step into the mom thing.
you can, yeah, for
Even though
sure.
I'm not a mom. Let's
I ain't
make
no
it clear.
dad.
But like you like the third, fourth baby mama,
hmm
what's going through your head? Like I was just telling my mom, we was just talking about this actually, I think it was yesterday or the day before
hmm
yesterday, where I cannot see myself bearing any children to a man who does not have a relationship. If he
With
had
that,
children or a child, I cannot, I don't see how
the amp,
can you
because the example already there. Like he done
already
set the
see it.
tone for you. He's showing
What
you what he can do.
what makes me think that I'm so special when he put a child, that sounds so weird. When I'm pregnant with his child, that my child gonna come out and he's just gonna be like, this is the one. This is the one that I am gonna give percent of my attention to it. And granted, you're only one person. Even if you did have 3 kids in the same household, you can't give your full self to each and
Yeah.
every one. You know, at the same time. But y'all know what we're saying.
Yeah.
It's harder when you're not in the same house. But you cannot understand it to this day. Like, I just don't think that is fair. Whenever I decide to have children, I want to give them try my best, if anything, to give them the best emotional, loving part of me and their dad. Now, I cannot control what he does. Yes, I can get married and do all the steps, right? We know women. We know he still can walk out. I can't stop nobody. I know.
Right.
But I still, before pre-kids, he's showing you everything right here. We know people change. I know. Just stay with me, please.
Stay with me.
You cannot convince me that more than majority of the time that they showing you right there. I can't hold a conversation with people, but it's just no feelings when you trying to talk to me and you have no relationship with your child. I'm sorry. It's just like, what you want with me? Why do you have time to talk to me, but you don't have time for your children?
And that same thing with like anything, like if they done did it to 5 people before you, I don't, like you said, what makes you feel like you are that one where they finna change? Why even take the chance? You must want them to do the same thing. You taking the chance of, especially having a child. That's why I said, see, it's because some people don't feel like having a child is a big deal. You're bringing somebody in the world and you're having it with somebody who ain't gonna care. Yeah, like, but anyway, what makes you feel, like you said, what makes you feel like he did it 10 times? What make you think 11 gonna be different? What is you doing? What are you doing?
I don't know. And I think men use it too, as we can see, to try to trap women as well. They want you there at home, slaving away, taking care of kids while they doing, you know what I'm saying, doing whatever they doing and making more children. So you just really have to be careful. Like when it comes to it's just so weird to me. I cannot, like right now, I'm not getting it. I need some explanation. So if y'all listening, please comment on, you know, and it's no judgment or anything. I just want to know why. Like,
why?
Why?
Like, you got too much faith in people. Too much faith. You're
too much faith, especially when they showing you right there. I think, you know what? I think the girl from Selling Sunset, that's one of Nick Cannon's child's mother, she said something about still wanting to be with him. Don't quote me on it. I think she did. And it was just like, I just wanted to say, before, just get your child and move on.
Yeah, it's scary.
Because I would never, even after having a child, let's just say I was in her situation and had a child, the Scorpio in me would never trust you. Like, it's just, you got way too many households to stop by. And we can see that these women are open to probably letting him come back in and live there if something goes wrong. Coddling. So basically, I wonder how his childhood was.
That's a good question. That way it's
because we only saw him on Nickelodeon, but I'm talking about, at home. What was his life before this? Because even to me, it's the same way with people. The way he said, he was trying to plant his seed everywhere, just in case he gets sick and died tomorrow or something like that. God forbid. To me, it's the same people or women who, I don't know if you see them on Facebook, they was like, I'm glad I had my kids at 18 because now I'm chilling at 40. Or, it's just like, so you had kids early just so you can enjoy your 40s.
That's why I say, yeah, if it happens, it happens, but that's 70.
I'm glad you're telling on yourself.
Yeah,
it's one thing if you just happen to get pregnant, okay, it is what it is. But to me, I don't know if it's just deflection where you trying to make yourself feel better about having a child, which is even
worse,
kind of more weird.
Yeah.
But to me, those people are like that man and that woman literally are on the same level.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. It's just like, what are you
Uh,
talking about? Like, just go be a parent. Get out
yes,
here.
please. Yeah.
So, what do you think moving forward? Okay, so what do you think, just having a dad wise, like what do you I don't know if say expect, like what's the word? Like the
You can say expectation. Well, we don't like to say expectations, but this you say like standard of being a father. Is that what you're
yeah, let's say that the
saying?
standard.
Okay. Well, what it should be, in my opinion, because we can all go over opinion. Because I ain't no father. I can't really tell y'all right.
You cannot tell these
But
folks.
I was a child, so let's talk about it.
Amen.
So for me, I always say that, and some people can say, I kind of dabble in tradition on top of what I done learned type of thing. So,
Mm-hmm.
of course, we know in the household, you know what the mother does for, you know what the father is for. To me, they are equal parents. They go 50-50 on their child. Both have them same responsibilities. I don't think it is fair for their mother to have to go pick up whoever from practice and be out doing all the running. Why? But just because he got a job and she feel like she got to do the etc. No. I think
Right.
it's I think fathers should be on that same level of women when it comes to parenting. Both of y'all, like when you lay down with somebody, I think y'all equally are reproducing, right? So,
Ooh.
oh,
I'm just like, hey.
but basically, like you lay down, y'all are literally, like I said, going 50-50 on that child. So
Ooh.
I can't stand to see, like, we saw in the Shy when Emmett said, if anybody watched the Shy,
Mm.
he
I
said,
know.
that when Keisha wanted him to take the children to school or something, watch them for the day. He was like, "Oh, she wanted me to watch these kids for the day." And I like how his father checked him and said, "Are you not supposed to? Ain't that your job?" And I think that's what
Right.
we mix it up where we think that the mother is supposed to be the taking care of the child and basically doing the caring part of the child day, while the father's just working and then they come home, eat and go to sleep. Not even,
Mm-hmm.
care about the child, and then people feel like, oh, hey, he doing his job. That ain't how it's supposed to go. I think the mother and father supposed to be on that level of care. That father should know just as much about that child as the mother. He should be able to do everything that mother is doing. Only thing he should not be able to do is push out and breastfeed. Everything else, he still should be able to change them diapers. He still should be
Right.
able to do everything. If she is tired, he should be able to take up for. I don't like to see, and we see in the TV shows all the time. They lay in the bed, that child crying. He pushing the wife to go get the child. No, she should be
Mm-hmm.
able to push you back and say, you go get a child. I think because you go, it's 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, the standard of a father is being, you equally share this child. That mother should not be doing or knowing more about this child than you, or you're absent and you think it's okay because you are providing some money or some material things. No.
Right.
As a father, you should be there caring for that child, looking after that child. You should know your child. It should
Protecting
never be that.
them.
Exactly. And even if you have a son or daughter, I don't like to even
Mm-hmm.
see, like when people say is if you know what I'm saying, like if you have a son, you gotta do certain stuff, you have to do. No, it's a child. Let's start it
Mm-hmm.
being a child. Forget the gender part. Just start it being a child. You
Mm-hmm.
should be doing the same amount of caring that mother is. And both of y'all should be 50-50 making up this 100% of care for this child. I do not like to see where, like you said, the mother that basically doing all of the nurturing part, like, and that's why I say I think it's mixing it up when people hear, oh, mother's supposed to be nurturer. Oh, she's supposed to be nurturer. Okay, I can just go to work and that's it.
Right.
Both of y'all have, like I always say, y'all had these not both of y'all got 9 to 5s. Ain't nothing holding you back from doing the stuff that she doing. You know what I'm saying? You basically trying to make her schedule busy while you can sleep and lay down as if both of y'all not working. So that's me in this ideal dynamic. It should be 50-50. You should care about that child just as much as that mother does. You should be able to do everything that mother does. And especially when she's tired, she want a break, you should be able to fill in for everything she just did. That is me. And that eyebrow went up. Y'all done made me mad. Now it done got ugly.
Uh-oh. Boy, you crazy.
But yeah, be a good father.
I totally agree 100% with you. I feel like, especially being a female, I would say a dad is almost like your protector for real.
Yes,
He's the one. I always say dads bring, as I got older, logic into the home. They're just,
for sure.
women. We honestly, we can be
Hmm.
emotional. We know guys can be emotional too. Just
Right.
hold on.
Hmm.
But I think we can tend to overthink about things, and guys are just like, hey, calm down. This is
Right.
this. You tend to see that. So I think
Hmm.
men tend to bring, well, dads tend to bring a little logic into the home.
Right.
They're just like this big lion, but inside is just a little cat. A little cat. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's there to for a female. Like you said, he's your first representation of what a boyfriend should be,
Right.
regardless if you don't want to be or not. It's just
Hmm.
that's truly what it is. Because as I got older, it's just like, dang, I want somebody like my dad. He just go ahead and he
It's
take
supposed to be.
care of everything. We not just waiting on stuff to get fixed. He gonna go ahead and get it handled. Blah blah.
Hmm.
Now certain parts of him is just like because we gonna definitely be boxing it out. But because that last word, I like to get the last word type thing. Just that those little things, of course. But
Right.
again, as you get older, you realize like, no, you don't. You don't want nobody like your dad. Let's be for real. Could I
Right.
literally be married to my dad? No, that sounds so weird. But no,
Right.
but y'all know what I'm saying.
Hmm.
But I think that's the main thing. And also just this other side, this other emotional side. Once you hear your dad kind of open up about certain things, it's just like it makes you want to listen. First, your mom is just like, okay, yeah. But your dad, he's just like, oh, for real?
Right.
Like, wow, okay,
Hmm.
So like I said, I'm always grateful that I had a dad in my life, or I have a dad in my life. And,
Hmm.
like we'll talk about it in another episode, like how, growing up, our experience is different with our parents. Me being the
Right.
middle child, the baby girl, I had a
Hmm.
different experience than my sister did with my dad. So
Right.
I mean, it's just I'm the golden child, and that's just what it is, and it's always gonna be like that. So, yeah, I would say that they're just there to again help and provide, but protection, and it's like that emotional protection too.
Right.
And when dad is there, you literally feel like I feel like no one can harm me
Right.
ever. Like
Hmm.
this literally just how I feel. I don't know.
Yeah. Hmm.
But yeah, I feel like that's my standard of
Yes.
a dad. My standard now. You ask any other woman, I don't know. This is mine.
Yeah. And I agree. That's big facts. Big facts.
Big face.
Okay, so like we always do, we're gonna give our last remarks. And I guess this week I'm gonna keep it on topic. So for me, since I came from a single parent home, it is always good. I love to see good fathers.
Hmm.
It just I love to see other people be able to get those experiences, and it's somebody, and I think it takes a perspective like mine, because I didn't have certain things to see. Like, okay, yeah, I love, like it's just a good perspective. So
Yeah.
even though we do highlight a lot how bad the fathers. I know, and you think about it, the shade room, all these places do highlight more of the bad fathers than the good. I do want to say that it is a big task, especially being an African American father in 2023. It is hard. And there's so many dynamics, so many things out here in the world, in these streets. It is a lot out here, and it makes it so much harder to be any parent. But I would say, especially a father, especially like a
Hmm.
young child, son or daughter. So I do want to just say for real, like, man, just sit around and appreciate them good fathers. I ain't gonna. It is a lot out here, and I know the bad definitely overshadows because it's some about us, especially our community. We like to, we like to laugh, we like to entertain. So those bad ones, they be so bad that we can make jokes and stuff out of them. But in for real, in hindsight, like those good ones do deserve some praise. And the only one I could, like let's talk about Russell Wilson and people like that a little more. We can even
Hmm.
say Will Smith. People like that. We hear more about the entanglement and stuff than we do him being a father. You know, stop. You know,
Right.
just talk about those. You know, we rarely hear about it. So I just want to say, just let's appreciate the good fathers around. We talk about the bad ones so much that we overshadow the ones that's doing what they're supposed to do. So big ups to y'all. That's all I got.
Yeah. Okay, so I would say for me, I'm gonna tap into these mamas since we talking about daddies because you thought I forgot about you, but I didn't.
Tap, tap,
I
tap.
didn't. So I'm gonna leave this with this. If he's a good dad and you know he is, he's doing his best to take care of his children and you guys aren't together, you co-parenting or not, I'm sorry, or not co-parenting or
Mhm.
whatever. Again, I'm not there. You know it's a safe environment. Get these kids around their daddy. I
Yeah.
feel like it's very, very important for a male, a son to be around his dad. If
Mhm.
anything,
Right.
anything.
Mhm.
Stop holding these kids back from seeing their parents. I'm talking about, I mean, the dad. And I'm specifically talking about the moms. You know who you are. I'm not talking about the ones, you know, who, it's just certain situations where I wouldn't even send my child. But you
Mhm.
know exactly who I'm talking about. Get these kids around their dad.
Yes.
Let them build some type of emotional bond. And let him take care of his kids. Even just saying let sounds like, it shouldn't be a let thing.
Right.
From me watching Judge Judy, he's a parent just like you. He has the same ownership. I keep saying ownership like a slave. Oh my God. But you know what I'm saying? He has the same rights, I'm sorry, as you do. He's a parent. So and and again, as we see with Toriana, daughters need their fathers as well.
They do.
We need the example. We really do. So that's what I leave it with. Dads, good dads, if you're out there, you rock, continue to be in your kids' life. Ask
Yes.
them. Don't ask your wife. Don't ask your girlfriend. Do not ask your mama
Please
how
don't.
you are as a father.
Please. Please don't.
Please. Because
Please.
they don't know. Don't
They
ask your
don't.
friends. Only your child know what they
Yes.
need from you.
There
Not
you
just
go.
material things, but
Hmm.
emotional. Just ask. Even if they're just like, oh, you're good. Just ask here and there. Like, what do you need from me? Just
Exactly.
it's only they would know. Only they're
Hmm.
gonna give you props. If not,
Yep.
then it's gonna be a Toriana and Boost situation. It's gonna get
There you
ugly.
go. They're gonna get ugly.
So
Gonna get ugly.
but yes, so that is the message that I leave you guys for tonight. So
Yes.
again, thank you for watching. Shout out to all the day ones. You seen us
We see
grow. You
y'all.
see my
We
hair grow.
see
You see
each
me get
other.
thick. Like it
And
just
we see
is
each other.
see each other.
We see each other.
So make sure since we see each other, you
And we
like,
see.
you share, and subscribe.
Yes.
And comment. If
Yes.
you want to shout out your dad, shout out your
Please.
dad.
Please.
Let us know how you feel about the Boosie and Toriana situation.
Yes.
Yeah, just let us know. So
Hmm.
again, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Cause
Next
I'm
time.
I'm hungry, and I said it
Yes.
hungry, real country. I'm hungry.
Uh, it's gonna get ugly.
It's gonna get ugly.
Gonna get ugly. Anyway, bye.